Look great, Cody. Cody, it's been a long time, and it's good to see you again. I want to say hello and welcome to everybody. It's been a while since I've been speaking English. um, Actually, I don't speak fluent Spanish, but I do my greetings in Spanish, and I struggle through it. But it is wonderful to be on this call tonight. You know, earlier today, Cody, I had a call with Chanel and some of her team, and that was really great. And I shared some ideas and some thoughts with her team, and I want to do the same here. And there's so many great voices in ACN over the years that you've come in contact with. Certainly you have an immense talent pool in North America. All of your circle of champions are of incredible talent. They certainly know how to do the business. I just think that maybe tonight, being this senior guy here, I've been around for a little while. I've been around for 27 years. I thought I'd give you a little bit of perspective on something that maybe you can use in your business. And I know we have a variety of different types. We have some people that are not so senior. I want to talk to you in terms of a little bit of history of the company, my experience with the company, what I've gathered along the way. And maybe you'll find some of these things that could be valuable to you, certainly from a perspective point of view. So the first thing I want to do is to let you know that success leaves clues. And today, we're not the company that I looked at 27 years ago. We are a well-established, financially strong company with incredible stories of success. Not hard to find people that are doing it well, people that you can study. It's almost like a science project. You know, if I was to go want to discover how something works, the science and the nature of it, I would look at, in our case, the people that are doing it better than anyone else. That's kind of common sense, wouldn't you agree? So I would look for the best, I would seek out the best, and I would study them, what we call modeling them. You know, what is it that they're saying? What is it that they're reading? How is it that they have come to think the way that they think, to present the way that they present, and train the way that they train? How is it, how in the world are they earning like they're earning and living like they're living? I mean, this is not something you'd have to read in a book. This is kind of like common sense stuff, right? And I really discovered that science of understanding what makes people do great things some 30 years ago in my first network marketing company. I didn't know what I was really doing. I was sitting in the front row of a seat where there was 4,000 other crazy people like me that were as excited about what I was involved in. And I listened to some $1 million earners. And as I listened to them, I had one thought. And the thought was, what is it that they know that I couldn't learn if I wanted to? I mean, what is it that they know that if I made a decision to learn it, I could learn it? And that was a very simple thought. If they can do it, I can do it. What is it about this fifth grade teacher that's no longer a fifth grade teacher because she's making $1 million a year? What is it about this carpenter? What is it about this waiter that is making this kind of money? You know, it wasn't just something I heard of. Like 30 years ago, network marketing was not as prevalent as it is today, didn't have the amount of success that it has today, isn't as well received as it is today. You know, it was a little bit more, you know, out there on the fringes of an acceptable business. Today, it's an honorable profession if you treat it professionally. But I'm talking to you in basic, fundamental, simplistic terms that if you really want to be as successful as Cody, you want to be as successful as Chanel and Aaron, and there's a whole bunch of you I don't know, and I apologize, that are very successful in our program. It's just that I'm in a different region of the world, right? And so these were the thoughts that I had. Now, I've recruited the top money earners in the company. I was a top money earner in the company. I recruited many top money earners and recruited the rest and trained the rest. And I've done it in different regions of the world. But what I have just shared with you is the same. Success leaves clues. They're everywhere. Now, let me tell you about this because I'm going to go into some drill down a little bit, but I had this recorder sitting next to me some 30 years ago, and I taped these presentations. I taped these trainings on mindset, taped these trainings on the system that they were using. And when I came home, I hit play and rewind, play and rewind, play and rewind, play and rewind. And then I started sounding exactly like them. Why? Because just like we learn a song and we hit play and rewind, that's how we learn the words. It's how we sing the song. We sing it with authority. We sing it with certainty. We sing it with confidence. We sing it like we wrote it. We sing it like, I mean, we're performing in the shower. You know, we think we're doing great, but other people can't wait for us to stop singing. The point is that we learn that song. We learned that song because if you downloaded a song in the last year and learned the song, I know you have. But let me ask you a question. What did that song do for you? Isn't it in the musical archives of your life and has done absolutely zero to secure your financial future? Okay, that's an analogy. So you take the presentation, you take prospecting, a training on prospecting, a song, inviting, the power of invite, a song. If you take presenting, a song, launching an IBO, a song, compensation plan, a song, right? Customer acquisition, a song, and promoting events, a song. These are all the songs of ACN. So if you can sing these songs like the very best in our business, you're going to, look, this is all about how you personally develop yourself. You've got to grow into the leader that you want to be paid like. And I want to make sure you understand that. If you focus on your personal growth, your business will explode because you will become irresistible to people. How many of you, by a show of hands, want to be irresistible? Absolutely, right? You want to be non-negotiable in how you speak with authority, a command of the language, right? You want to have a fanatical belief, fanatical about your company, fanatical about your company. It's not up for debate. This is not for you to talk me out of it. If anything, it's for me to say it may not be for you, but do you know who is doing something like this? Who do you know that does need an opportunity? You see? So it's very important that we get out of the way in our minds, first and foremost, that this is a very, very serious business that is not difficult for you to learn. You got to have a made up mind to learn it and then do what you say you're going to do. Learn it. And you do it every day. You do it daily disciplines. And here's the problems with disciplines. Not thinking it matters is a mistake. To do it daily, to not do it daily. Mentor Jim Rohn said, simple errors in judgment repeated day after day, may not have any immediate impact at the moment or next week or next month, but carry that out over the course of the year will be devastating to your long-term plans for your business. Versus identifying the error in judgment and instilling a discipline where there was an error. And even though that discipline immediately put into play will not show up this week or this month, over the course of a year will make a massive difference. If you practice daily disciplines like the best people in our business have done, copy what they do. Understand why they do it, the psychology behind the activity. It's very important that you are a human billboard. How you show up matters. How are you showing up? Do you show up like a professional or do you show up like an amateur? Are you ready to have a conversation about your business, even though that was not the plan? See the best people that own what they do. How many of you would like to own the space you occupy? Have total ownership. When you start speaking, you've got everybody's attention. How many of you want to be irresistible like that? All of you do, right? It just doesn't happen. And that's the beautiful thing about identifying your own power is to realize that you did it much later than you wish you would have done it. And you wish you had this power much sooner in your life, because the command of attention that you're getting from people because you worked on you is recognizable immediately. Let me prove it to you. You ever met somebody that doesn't have any idea what they're talking about, but they want you to be excited about what they're excited about, but they can't explain it? You ever met one of those people? We call them amateurs. And the network marketing industry's got way too many of them. Too many amateurs. They treat it like a hobby. This is something that you have got to honor and respect and dignify. You got to dignify this business. Give it the honor and the respect that it deserves. So I'm all about taking ownership of your business. I want to give you a definition of leadership. I want you to write it down. I shared it with the group earlier, but I want you to write this down. Leadership is the acceptance of the awesome responsibility to create an environment that people can work at their natural best. What a great definition of leadership. There's many definitions of leadership, and none of them are wrong. So let me put that out there. None of them are wrong. Leadership is the acceptance of the awesome responsibility to create an environment that people can work at their natural best. Wow. To when they're in your environment, they feel so good about the energy in that environment, the growth environment, the winning environment, that it's easy for them to elevate to their highest level of capacity. Does that make sense, everybody? And it's so important for you to understand that that is who we need to become for other people. We need to be the ones that have the ability to teach and to show. We are not responsible for anybody. So get that out of your head. I'm not responsible for your success. I'm responsible to you, to show you and to teach you. And that's why when I recruit somebody, I say, you need to get to ETT, because what I'm going to do when I recruit you is that I'm going to put 10 people in your business in the first month. And I'm going to put them all under you, because you're going to put me on the phone with people or put people on a PPZ, and I'm going to talk to them, and I'm going to make sure that if I recruit you, you're my personal responsibility. Now, some of you are under another compensation plan, and you're under the one that we've just created in 2020, this new one. I'm going to tell you something right now. It is if I started with this compensation plan 20 years ago, I'd have made 10 times the money. Why? Because I would be recruiting people personally, making all the cab, not putting it under anybody. Heck with that, man. I want to make the margin. I want to take on the projects. I want to earn the delta between ETL and RVP or SVP or RD and SVP or whatever position you are. if you're creating a lot of team members on your team in a given month, and that's all open line to you, that's a lot of money. And you can go 20 wide now. All personal and organizational points count toward all your promotions. Is that awesome? That's awesome. We just launched this plan, by the way, in Latin America. That's June 1st. We just did. So we're so excited about it as well. So, but here, let me go back to what I was saying. You know, when you're recruiting somebody, right? You want to get into their warm market. You want to get into their circle of influence. And you want to put as many people in their business, no matter where they fall, level 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter, because you got to put them where they belong. If level 1 turns you on to level 2 and level 2 turns you on to level 3, level 1 and 2 are solid, but 3 goes crazy and 3 gives you 4 or 5, you know, and it develops under 3, but nothing wider under 1 and 2. But so 1 and 2 led you to a level 3 that's a leader and is running with you, man. He's running with you. She's running with you. And you fear loss, right? You're creating all this volume underneath 1 and 2. And meanwhile, they have no idea what you're doing, but you give them a call the 3rd week and say, hey, Cody, do you realize, you remember Mark, you turned me on to him, but you know, Sarah, you know, she's got 7 people in her business and you're not ETT yet. You're missing all this bonus money, or ETL yet. You're missing all this bonus money. You got to get, then you call number 2, right? You're missing all this bonus money. Same thing. So the reason why I'm saying that to you is the fact that we've got to take personal responsibility to teach and to show how to properly do the business. You want to have leaders develop, independent business owners, independent leaders operating independently of you. I'll say that again. You want to have independent legs operating without your help. How does that happen? You have to invest the time in the beginning to properly show them how to work with their group, with whatever groups they're going to begin. How you launch them is how they launch others. Have you noticed that? So how you do it is how they're going to do it. And that's the reason why if I recruit somebody, that's my responsibility. If someone doesn't qualify, here's how I look at it. I take personal responsibility. If someone doesn't qualify and if someone doesn't go to the first earned position and make a check their first month, 50% of that is my fault. My fault. Why? Why is it my fault? Because we made commitments when they paid, right? We launched them, right? We said we were going to do things together. Well, what happened? What happened? Now, there are things that get in the way. Obviously, COVID right now is an issue. And before I even continue, and I should have made a little statement about this. Look, I do hope that all your family and your friends and your loved ones have been unaffected by COVID. And now with, you know, this whole entire thing about, you know, the protesting and the rioting and the incredible, horrific thing that happened to George Floyd. I mean, it's worrisome to you. It's worrisome to me. My heart cries out for our country and for humanity. I mean, you know, and all I can simply say is that, you know, I've been praying for my people in Latin America and what they're going through. COVID is the new epicenter in Latin America. So it's really, it's the worst in the world in Latin America. And it's terrible. They don't have the equipment. They don't have the hospitals. They don't have the doctors and nurses. So a lot of prayers. And now what's happening locally and nationally is horrific. And I just say to you, I've been praying a lot for everybody in our company, praying for the world and for healing the land and healing the hearts of people. So I'm sorry to interject it like that. I should have started off like that, but I was excited about doing the call actually. So let me get back to this. So the way that you do it is the way that other people will do it. And you can't forget that. You can't forget that. And so very, very important that we understand modeling and mirroring. If you just took that and ran with that tonight, interview Cody Mackey, how is it that you come to think that way? What's the number one book that you read? Tell me, who are the people that you studied? What is the number one book that you've read? What's the number one personal development tape that you had? Tell me, did you start like a rocket? You want to know the stories of the top money earners. Why? Because you're going to find out they're human. They had your fear. How about this one, guys? They had your fear. They had your doubts. They had your worries. They didn't think they could do it either. How do you like that? Me, I didn't think it was legal. Took me 2 weeks. Got to remember, it was a startup company when I looked at it. They weren't number one in anything. No one was making any money. No one. No revenue. They weren't number one in anything. They were doing business in Michigan, a little bit in Philadelphia, and in Washington State. That was it. But that's the reason why I needed to look at it, look for something wrong with it, because it looked too good to be true. Fast forward 27 years later, we're in 27 countries, 5 continents, number one company in the world. It's a dream come true, and it can be a dream come true for you if you do these things that I and many others, and I'm just reminding you of things you've already heard, have told you, but they are foundational success principles. If you study success, it's going to find you. If you pursue success, it will stick to you. So it's not elusive. You can find where the success is, but you have to pursue it. Does that make sense? So, I go over certain things, and I came across some things, Cody, I think the team would really like. One of the things is, I think all of you know that we're either going forward or we're going backward. We're either getting better or worse. Nothing ever stays the same. So if you want to reach the top of ACN, then you better climb. You better climb. And the best way to learn how to climb is to watch, like I've said, listen, learn, and look at the exact system that people are implementing in their business to get the kind of results that you want. When I observe failure or people that are not moving in the business, individuals in our business, I see the following. Here's one: poor preparation and no definitive activity plan. So you got to have a system that works. You got to have what I think is a DMO, a daily method of operation. Some of you have jobs, and hopefully a lot of you are gainfully employed as you're working this part-time fortune, working full-time on your job. Goal number one is get your part-time fortune equaling your pay full-time. Full-time pay, part-time work. That's your first goal, is to get your part-time money equaling your full-time money. When that happens, you can start making some decisions. Here's number two: the lack of practice and steady improvement on your inviting skills and the one-on-one opportunities or the small group opportunity presentation skills. How many of you realize so far that the person that invites the most people consistently to the meetings and can teach their group how to have the most invitations and people showing up are the ones that have the most production? And this is a fact. You've got to get great at inviting. And inviting is nothing more than, it's not what you say, but the feeling behind what you say, and then owning what you say. If what you're saying is not getting the invites, then you need to change your invite. And when you have something working, don't change it. Okay? Make it better, but the core of that invitation is still in place. Here's number three: a small or no contact list made when you begin. Look, That number one, that's the number one resource in the network marketing business. If you don't have that list, and I mean a physical list, not one that's loaded in your phone or loaded on the computer, you got to have that physical list and you need to exercise it. The whole point of the physical list, if you put them on the list, it's to knock them off the list. That means yes or no, no maybes. Some of you are stuck with a room full of maybes. Let me tell you about these maybes. These are energy draining, blood sucking human beings that just want to just pull you along for a ride. And I want to let you know it's not acceptable. Now, this is me speaking, not your upline speaking. I'm just giving you a mindset. If you have somebody that has gone to a PPZ, they've gone to a Saturday training, they have seen everything that they can see, and they say they want to think about it, then you need to say, well, I think you've seen enough. You've thought about it for about a week to 10 days. I think you're done thinking about it. It's time to make a decision. And here was my favorite thing from a mindset posture point of view. You come to a decision that's okay with you and saying, look, are you in or are you out? And if you're in, it's great, because I think you and I together could do something special. You and me need to be in this business together, because in 12 months, I think both of our lives will change. But if it's no, that's okay. Maybe the timing isn't right. You know, let me swing back in 90 days. Maybe the timing will be better. But in the meantime, right, would you do me a personal favor and become my customer? So look, do you think I've done this a little while? I mean, it doesn't matter what the answer is, but don't let people feed you maybes. You know, they think that they don't want to hurt your feelings. You're not hurting my feelings. I need to scratch you off and put you in my calendar again 90 days from now. Why? Because that's what professionals do. That's what professionals, they follow up. The timing isn't right. It isn't no forever. It's no now. No to the information you've given me so far. No to the timing in my life, but 90 days from now, if you coming back as excited as you are, you're telling me new things are happening, I'm open. Tell me. Now, that's what a professional does. And that's what you need to do. Are we clear on that? It's very, very important that you understand that. Irregular, here's another one. Irregular or no involvement at all in the weekly PPZs or PPRs or leadership calls, or inspiration calls, or coaching calls. Look, let me tell you something, folks. Inconsistency is not one of the traits of very successful people. Let me tell you the kind of leader you need to be. Write it down, big letters, bold. Here's the kind of leader you need to be. You ready? Predictable. You need to be a predictable leader where people can count on you, and you're going to do what you said you were going to do, period. And if you're that kind of leader, let me tell you something. That means you're dependable. That means that you will follow through on what you say. That means your word is your bond, right? You have integrity. Is that important for a leader? Yes or no? Extremely important. So you have to put the time in. Look, you've got to go to your people's PPZs. You got to be on there. You may not even be coachable. You can attend them. Bring a guest, put them on there. Now, look at these PPZs now. Oh my God. No gas money, no traffic. You can find everybody. Everybody. It isn't like you can't find them. You know where they are. I mean, how can you say you ain't got no time? What else you doing? You can only watch so many Netflix movies. Come on, wake up, get a life, turn off the TV, turn on your life, man, right? So, you know, hey, look, here's another one, okay? The people that struggle seldom are doing support calls, what I call three-way calls with their upline expert. Let me tell you something. One of the biggest things that I did, and I used to count, man, I used to do 15 to 20 three-way calls every single day. Sometimes there was more than one person on the line. Why? Because I was lending my voice, lending my authority, lending my certainty, lending my confidence. Because guess what I was doing? As I was talking to the prospects for my new recruits, I was teaching them. They were hearing live, real presentations, live objections, live responses to those objections, seeing how unemotional I was about answering them. If it was a pyramid question, I used to love waiting for that. Ask me if it's a pyramid. Just, I dare you, ask me if it's a pyramid. You know, I was so prepared, but I did it in such a way that was professional. I have fun with it because I own the information. I made a decision early on. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it at all. I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. I'm going to do it with all my might. If I'm going to do it at all, I'm going to do it with all my might. Because I know that once I help people become independent, I'm helping that person become financially free. Not everybody will be financially free. I know that, and you know that. But I know that my intent is to get everybody to understand this, to operate at the level that the maximum capacity that they can operate at. Here's another one. They have a once in a while inconsistent work ethic toward the opportunity. I don't think I need to even address that, folks. You can't do that. You can't say I'm working this business Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and every other week with a Tuesday in it. When they really need you, they can never find you. You never answer your call. You never answer the text. You can't do that. You can't operate that way. No one will follow you. No one will take you seriously. You may get lucky. Don't get me wrong. You could get a good recruit that has a good relationship with the upline. And then, you know, when people discover you to be just, you know, inconsistent and undependable, you know, if they're fortunate enough to go beyond you to an upline that will work with you because, you know, they also make money on you as well. That's the smart thing to do. Okay. They usually never attend an international training event. Now, of course, we have suspended those during the COVID situation, but I used to say, if you haven't been to an international training event, you are not in the business yet. You just don't get it. Because when you see the quality of the people, the diversity of people, the amount of people that are loving on this business, just like you are, just like I remember my first deal when that first time I was there, I saw 4,000 people maniacally crazy like I was really excited, but these people were really excited. It was like a virus. I got more excited leaving there. I knew I could never miss one, and I had to bring as many people as possible to catch the vision that I caught when I went. And I made that a habit to have the biggest team at these international training events. And that's non-negotiable with me. I used to say to people, if you haven't been to an international training event and you refuse to go, lose my number. Was I serious? Was I serious? What do you think? Absolutely. How about this one? They offer ineffective and poor examples for their group to follow. That could be work ethic. It could be talking during a meeting. It could be no good team etiquette. It could be, you know, dressing inappropriately. It could be a variety of things, but you must set. Let me give you something about that, by the way. You know, we don't have to wear ties anymore, which is great because I was not really a tie person, but professional dress, you know, open collar with professional, you know, nice jacket, jeans, nice jacket, slacks, whatever. But you got to look professional, right? You can't overdress for this opportunity. You can only underdress. See, if you don't have this success in life and you underdress, people don't take you seriously. If you don't have the success in life, but you dress very successfully, they will listen to what you say because they haven't seen you like that before. Does that make sense to you? So you determine the way that people perceive this business. And let me tell you why some of the greatest people have left our business. You're going to like this. I think this is going to be a nice takeaway for you. The reason why some great people have left your business is because they left before they were introduced to someone that could paint the appropriate vision for them to be enrolled in. If you didn't have the kind of success and you were reluctant to introduce them to some very successful people that could speak into their listening, I'll say that again, that could speak into their listening, that could speak to them in such a way that, wow, I really heard that. No, I heard what Rod said. I heard what Mark said, but when you said it, wow, I get it. So when you can introduce the best people that you could possibly have in your business to people that really know how to speak to professionals, to business owners, to executives, maybe a little bit more seasoned people, that's when they will not look at you as the reason for their success or failure. They'll say, okay, I'm starting to get this now. I'm like, as an example, I was recruited by the brokest friend in my life into ACN. How do you like that one? Some of you don't know my story. I was recruited he was captain of the broke team. So just imagine the brokest friend in your life saying he found something great for you. How excited would you be? Exactly. I wasn't excited at all. And he called me again. And then he called me the third time and he said he had the owner of the company on the line, a guy by the name of Robert Stebanovsky. I said, put him on the line. Let's get this over with. He put him on the line and he power talked me. Vision. And here's what I discovered. Because remember, he's spoken to my listening. He didn't care whether I liked it or not. He believed it regardless of whether I believed it. And that was the gravitational pull that made me say, well, I want to meet you. Now, when I met him, guess what? In Philadelphia, I told my broke friend, stay in Baltimore. I don't want you to come with me. I need to meet him alone. But guess who I got sponsored under? My broke friend. Because he was the reason why I got started. And I thank him to this day. If I saw him, and I haven't saw him in years, I would thank him for the life I have today. Okay? Are you getting anything out of this? Raise your hands. Are you? You got a couple more minutes? Give me a nod. Okay? Here's something else. They have a strong tendency to look for the negatives to take focus away from their lack of performance. You ever met people like that in the business? It's funny. They're like in they're like in groups of 3 and 4. And they're like grumbling and mumbling. And all of a sudden you walk by and all of a sudden they break up. And then when you walk past them, they're back together again. They want to talk about, they want to gossip. Look, that's not what we want to do. And you need to shut it down when you see it. How about this? They lack the necessary passion and commitment required to reach the level of success that you want. So this is all very, very, please put yourself on mute if you would. A lot of feedback there. Okay. Okay. Now,
I think you muted yourself.
Cody, you there?
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. Are we good?
Yep, we're good.
Okay. Here's question number 1. If the 5 founders of ACN work like I've been working since I become involved, would the ACN opportunity still be alive today? Let me say it again so you caught this. If the 5 founders of ACN worked this business like I've been working since I've been involved, would the ACN opportunity still be in business today? Let me tell you about the founders real quick. Do you know why I'm still doing this after 27 years? Because number one, it's not work. By the way, let me just tell you something that's hysterical to me. Can I tell you something that's really funny to me? I'm working right now. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm working right now. How many of you want to work like this and make a fortune? Is this crazy? Can you believe this is what we do to make a fortune? We speak promise and hope for a better future into people's lives, locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally. Oh my God. So here's a second question. If everyone in my personal group, including my upline TC or RVP, duplicated exactly my work ethic and my level of business building activity, would they be proud to follow my example and call me a good sponsor or leader? Or would they consider me a joke? Would you follow you? Are you the best rep in your group? And if not, why? Here's my answer. If not, fix it. You need to be. Yes or no? Look, we offer services to people we know, services they are accustomed to paying for each and every month anyway, regardless of whether we're doing this business or not. And we present an income opportunity that offers financial improvement, including true potential and financial independence, to thousands of people, not just in our country, but all over the world. We offer them this opportunity to those that are not aware of it yet. Is that awesome? That's what we do? I don't know, man. I'm thinking that we got a lot to do, a lot of improvement to gather and to hone in terms of our craft. And so when you're launching people, you want to launch them over and over and over again. Stay in the production stage, not the building stage. In other words, don't be in the management phase, be in the phase 1 building stage. Don't just count your downline, your DLR, and look at how many people your people are recruiting. You need to be actively involved in the recruitments of your downline leaders and lead by example by building new open line every day. Okay? And when you love what you do and you add value to people's lives everywhere you go, there's so much emotional and spiritual revenue from that. How many of you have experienced testimonies of the people that you've worked with, and they're crying in their testimony, but in their testimony, they have your name repeatedly telling, and you never knew them. This could be 4th level deep or somebody that you prospected and that you got to know them and you met them through this business, and they're crying and weeping and they're telling everybody because of you, their life has changed. How much emotional and spiritual revenue is that for you? That doesn't show up in a check. It just shows up in the gratitude that you should have for finding your calling, to knowing what you were meant to do professionally, personally, to know that you're someone special to someone else and you didn't know those people, but God put them in your life. They put them in your path and you saw them for what they are. A human being that has a life, has a family, wants what you want, a future. And so it's just very, very important. And you know, I find that you're the happiest in life when you're growing. Do you agree with that? Are you the happiest in life when you're growing? When there's progress and there's happiness. I mean, think of when you had really great momentum in your business, right? Were you happy? Oh my God, yes, you were. I used to love when the sun came up so I could do this business all over again. I wanted the sun not to go down because I wanted to continue to do it all the time. I caught this ACN virus. It was unbelievable. I loved it. It was awesome. It's awesome. When you contribute, make an impact, do something that counts, do something that matters, everyone. That's my message for you today. I don't know what you've taken away from me, but what I can tell you is that you have to have it in your DNA. It's not you being an ACN, it's ACN being in you. It's pumping through your veins. Pumping through your veins. It's pumping through mine. 27 years. People ask me, how long are you going to continue to do this? For as long as the owners do it. Because this ain't work. I'm working from home all the time. Until my wife says, don't you need to be somewhere? Don't you need to go somewhere? Anyway, it's always a joy talking to new people. And the fact is, I see Adam on the bottom of the screen. Hey, Adam, how you doing, buddy? I can just simply say to you that I don't know many of you. I don't know most of you, actually. I haven't been in North America in 6 years. I haven't been to any event. Well, I think I've been to a couple events, but I'm usually in Europe or Asia or Latin America. But I know you're in great hands. Cody Mackey, you're a great, great leader. You are a wonderful man, family man. You're God's man, and you're my kind of leader, my friend. And Aaron, if you're on the line and if you're just listening in, or your people are certainly are listening in, I just want to let you know that, I think the world of you and Chanel. I've seen you when you signed that app many years ago, being just a baby in the business, and telling your story about being a fifth grade teacher in the inner city of Baltimore. And to see the leader that you've become has been it's amazing to see the quality and the content of not just your character, but your ability to effectively communicate such a wonderful message to so many people that want to learn from you is wonderful. And of course, you have to come in second to Chanel. She's a queen, man. You married a queen, and together you're just a powerhouse couple. And congratulations on double SVPs, Cody. Like I said, Senior Vice President, great person, great leader. Many of you I don't know. I apologize for that. Adam, I'm only talking to Adam because I see Adam on the screen here. So Adam, it's good to see you too. Cody, I'm going to say thank you so much. I'll turn the call back over to you, and any final words, any question you may have for me. If there's something I left out that you wanted me to touch real quick, that's what I do with Chanel. But if not, that's perfectly fine with me.
Well, sir, we so appreciate your time. You gave us 50 minutes of your time, and we don't take that lightly. Personally, I'm blown away with the level of the leadership training we just got. I know everyone is, and we really appreciate your time. We appreciate you pouring into us, and we look forward to having you back again very soon. So
awesome.
God bless you and your family, sir. Thank you so much.
God bless you. God bless you, everyone. Be careful. Be safe. Be safe, everyone.
God bless you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Definition of leadership, Pastor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Awesome job.
Raskin.
Awesome job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It is really appreciated.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Awesome job.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome job.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He is fire.
Much appreciated,
Awesome,
sir. Much
awesome,
appreciated.
awesome. Yes, I like that.
Yes, I like
Love
that.
Awesome job. Love it.
Is it over?
so
Are you hanging up?
That was a good job. Good job. Good job.
Good night, guys.